this is not a negative video or a hit piece by any means. This is just wondering how people can sit back, and some say they're remaining neutral, but they're in both chats, or especially one saying a bunch of shit when they know it ain't true. I mean, it'd be different if you were staying neutral, not saying nothing, or if somebody, you just told the truth about stuff. But like, how can people like Pedro? No, I'll be honest on this. This is not a hit piece. This is not negative. Just a serious question. You've seen Flex for years stand up for you to the point. I mean, not lying for you, not like say. I mean, just the truth. Just like hell, I've done it. When people say you bought subs, bought views, we're like, nah. Then I mean, Flex has done it to the point that people they've rage quit him. I mean, got mad and left, but he still do that. He still goes and supports you. But now, you could say like yesterday when Roy was saying that, or when Cherry said all the lies about Flex, doxing, or letting that doxing happen on his channel. You could say like, well, I didn't know the truth or anything. But see, you went on the panel, and the point is, Flex well enough to know he wouldn't do that. So even knowing all the shit Cherry said about you, all the shit he continues to say about you weekly. I mean, there's a channel Monday through Friday that bashes you. I mean, the chat, there's some people in there that's got actual hate. I mean, hate for you, Pedro. I have no idea how you would hate somebody from YouTube that you don't even know, saying you're stealing from people when they have, it's 100% false. They know that, but they still say it. And people let them say it. I mean, shit, they let one guy for a while that was, he's psychotic. He sent he sent us all emails. I guarantee you know what I'm talking about, Pedro. I guarantee you've got them. The dude is, he's probably in a friggin' mental hospital. If not, he should be. But they'll let him up there and still talk shit and his comments. Then when Flex put that shit up to show the stuff that was being said about us, all of a sudden they kind of tried to distance himself a little bit, like, oh shit, maybe we ought to pull back from this. But when you seen Roy up there raging, Pedro, going because Flex was letting him, allowing him to be doxxed on his channel, even if you didn't see the truth, you knew, you should have said something like, well, hey, Cherry, we know he's a liar. He lies. He starts shit all the time. You could have said, hell, he lies about me all the time. He sits there and says, I'm buying subs. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Get shit started. He's slandering my name. He's doing this. Roy, maybe you ought to, maybe check on that before you go off and start screaming. But, I mean, even then it probably wouldn't matter because, hell, Roy's mad at Flex because Flex put up a video today to prove to Roy that he didn't do anything. So, what Cherry said. So when Flex proved what Cherry said was bullshit, Roy was still mad at Flex. Really think, what the hell are you doing, buddy? Anyway, imagine getting mad at somebody because they proved to you that what the other person has lied to you 3 times in the past 5 days and tried to start shit, and every one of them has been false. Like the shit saying that Flex is over there telling people not to support you, Roy, and not support you. And that's proven false. And yesterday Roy literally told people, if you talk and he banned Mike. If you chat in Flex's chat, you'll be banned from his channel. Jesus Christ, you should, even if you don't even type in Flex, you should come over and say something just to get rid of his ass. If Roy's that kind of person, that because, look at Mike. Mike don't bother nobody. He supports everybody. You can see that just by looking at my videos. Look at all my shorts and stuff. He always comments on them, but any the video, any of this stuff, he doesn't get involved. He doesn't comment on them. He's not there for that. He's there to have a good time, socialize, and stay out of it. And Mike does that. And and a few others do too, but there is some that say, oh yeah, we do too, but they go over there and saying shit like, oh, I'm tired, the drama's getting old, but then they're over in the chat saying shit like, oh, they're replacing Eli Talk with you, and that's a fucking lie, because anybody can go back and see for 2 weeks we actually never said nothing, not a word. After that last time, after they pushed it, we was like, that's it, we're done. But then when Flex makes one little thing, because he was hammered for days. Hell, we all were. We're tagged and everything. Streams are named after us. But when Flex said something back, all of a sudden he's the bad guy. They can't keep my name out of their mouth. Motherfucker, no one mentioned you. Nobody gives a flying fuck. The point of it is, if you believe Cherry, and you support Cherry, you're a fucking piece of shit. I mean, look what he said about Matt. Matt just lost his mom. And again, Matt, I'm sorry, but he literally comes up there and says, no giggity, no mom. I mean, who in the fuck would do that and support that dude? Even if you say, well, I ain't saying it, you know how Cherry is? Yeah, we do know how he is. He's a fucking cocksucker, and anybody that fucking has anything to do with that, you deserve the company you get. But I'm just wondering, and like I said, this is not negative, Pedro, it's just a question. You know, Flex has always had your back. And you didn't come over on his panel. You didn't say anything on his chat. You didn't do, you know, any of that. But you went over there, even if you didn't say, you know, nothing negative, but you didn't at one time say, well, hey, maybe you should, you know, we know Cherry, you know, we see what he does to me on a daily basis, so maybe we should, maybe Roy, you should go over there and, like, watch that video and see. You know, maybe Cherry's just trying to start a bunch of shit. But no one said a word. And some people, and this ain't Pedro, this is other people in the chat, they sat down there and just feed the fucking shit. Just feed it. And if nothing's going on, and if Cherry comes on a panel and no one's talking about no one, he'll say it. Prove me wrong. Go to any video, any one of Roy's streams, like hell, the video I did yesterday, look at it. I literally said that I wasn't going to post it until after, you know, because I knew he would bring up 4 things. He would bring up me, Flex, Thunder, and Eli. I got to post that video within 3 minutes of the start of it. Hell, the video came on, he's watching Flex. Then they'll say like, oh, they're over here watching our shit, but they know everything that happens on the lounge. You know, people fucking Discord people stuff. I actively didn't watch shit. I mean, wouldn't even look at your all's channels, period. I didn't give a shit. But, you know, even when I'd get Discords, I wouldn't even read them about that. I'd see what was about that, and I would just like, screw it. But then, I'm getting tagged. I mean, it's, you're naming streams, like I said, after people. Then it's the lies. See, the sad part is if people don't stand up, what if, you know, Flex didn't put that video out today? There'd be people who didn't know Flex, from maybe like Dennis's side, thinking Flex and us is over there doxing people. Then when you brought up today about your mom and your deceased brother, like you know goddamn well none of us would bring up family. A deceased relative, never. There's only one fucking person that does that. One person who brings up deceased or relatives in general, and it's Cherry, and you support them. So anything that fucking happens to you all, and that's the thing, you know, you take up for people, you say shit, then when it comes, not to take up for you, just to tell the truth, just to, you know, or just call out the bullshit. No one wants to do that. I mean, nobody wants to stand up and do that shit. But, I mean, maybe people ought to reciprocate, you know, and think about, like, okay, who was there for me when all this shit happened? Who does this for me? Like I said, Pedro, this is nothing negative, the part about it. It's just the part of, I've seen for, you know, a couple years, Flex always having your back. Always. And every time it's come to, you know, him or you don't do it. I mean, you go on a panel where they bash you and say you buy, you know, you buy subs and all that shit. I mean, look at UDM. Even he didn't fuck with that shit. He finally agreed to do a thing with Cherry, and it was going to be like Michael and Brian, because, you know, he didn't want to do with Cherry, but Cherry just proved that Cherry and Michael are the same part. You know, they're the same person. They're both cocksuckers. Or they're the same cocksucker. I mean, they had to end the thing because Cherry couldn't do it. He had to keep the negative shit going. He cannot. He thrives off that. He lives off of it. And the people in the chat, especially a couple idiots, they make him think that he is something. I mean, the dude is nothing but trouble. He'll come 2 or 3 months. He'll leave. Someone either doxed him, or somebody is threatening him, or someone's doing something to his job. But then he'll come back and start a bunch of shit with people. I mean, you know, tag people, say all kinds of shit about people. When something happens to them now, they're bad people. They know they shouldn't, you know, oh my God, how can they do that? They're doxers. Like, look at Red. I mean, Red, Cherry fucking harassed her forever. Then there was a phone call, and some people believed Cherry over Red, when you know Cherry has never told the truth about nothing in his fucking life. I mean, the last thing Cherry lied about, Roy literally asked him, he's like, now Cherry, are you telling the truth, or this is more of your bullshit? And it was more of his bullshit, and it was found out it was more of his bullshit. And no one gives a fuck. But like I said, maybe you all should think about who was there and who calls out. Not like I said, no one's wanting anybody to take up for him or say this. Just the truth. When you hear either side say something that's like, no, that's not true. Don't say that. Point out the lies. That's all you got to do. Or if you want to stay neutral, stay neutral. Don't go, you know. But if someone asks you something, tell the truth about it. Don't lie to make them like, oh, I don't want them to get mad. They're my friend. Tell the fucking truth. The truth's the truth no matter what. Just like I said, think about which side has, I mean, you know, Cherry's always talking about karma. Like I said, buddy, if that karma's a real thing, you are fucked. I mean, that's it. But you guys have a good one. It's just, I mean, the shit you see, and when people don't think you see it, amazes me. People like saying, like I said, they'll say one thing in one chat and one in the other, then say they want peace, but then be, you know, griping and you know, Cherry, as soon as he sees that, oh shit, they're not talking about it, neither he will ramp you guys up. Go back to any video, like I said, there's not one time, not one stream, there's not one day since all this happened they've not said something about somebody, not one friggin' day. Then they got the nerve to say, that side can't keep my name. Hell, like I said, Roy, Flex put a video up just to prove to you that he didn't do what Cherry said, and instead of saying, shit, Flex, my bad, I am so sorry, yeah, you know, fuck you, Cherry, why'd you do that? You got mad at Flex, you dumb motherfucker. Y'all have a good one.